I understand your desire to accentuate the positive, but aren't there some frustrating aspects as well from this White House's point of view about what came out of that Republican meeting yesterday? They're not going to act before the break. This issue then necessarily becomes involved in a lot of other complicated legislative maneuvering around the debt ceiling, about continuing resolutions if one is necessary, the appropriation cycle. Wouldn't you have been happier? And isn't there a degree of frustration with just a very slender commitment that something needs to be done, but it's going to be piecemeal, not comprehensive, it won't be timely, and it's going to get involved necessarily in a lot of these other issues that are as equally politically charged, if not more so?
The President has known all along that this would be a challenge. Like so many of these issues, it hasn't been accomplished because it's hard, and that requires.
I'm talking about specific things that you now know are to be true.
I don't think
the scheduling thing that you didn't know yesterday.
I think there's nothing that we know today that is different from what we knew yesterday about how challenging this would be to bring to conclusion, successful conclusion. But there is enormous amount of consensus here. There is a bill that emerged from the Senate that represents what bipartisan cooperation can look like on a big issue like immigration reform. And there is a recognition in the House by Republican leaders that there's an urgency to do something, to act on this, because the consequences of inaction are significant and severe. So that's progress. And when you're moving forward, the momentum builds, and we're moving forward. And so we'll acknowledge that there are a lot of obstacles between where we are today and where we want to be, but that has long been the case. And we're hopeful that in the end, the Congress will act on the will of the American people, on the will of the business community, on the will of labor leaders, of faith leaders, of law enforcement leaders, of Republican and Democratic leaders across the country, and get this important piece of business done.